Very good morning to everyone. This is A. Shubhangi Rao, working as an assistant professor in Department of Electrical and Electronics Engineering at MLR Institute of Technology. Today, we are going to discuss some problems on Coulomb's law. So, before we start the problems, let's quickly discuss what is Coulomb's law and what are the formulas which will be required to solve the problems. So, as we know, the Coulomb's law states that the force between 2 point charges, you can see the force here, if they are at a distance r, then they will experience some force, and the force acting between these 2 point charges, it will act along the line joining the 2 point charges. Then it will be directly proportional to the product of both the charges q1 and q2, and also it is inversely proportional to the square of the distance between these two charges, that means r. So when we write it mathematically, it becomes F is directly proportional to q1 q2 upon r square. Now we are replacing this proportionality sign with some proportionality constant k, where the value of k is 1 upon 4 pi epsilon, where epsilon is the permittivity. Now epsilon is equals to epsilon naught epsilon r, where the value of epsilon naught is equals to 1 upon 36 pi into 10 to the power minus 9, which we can directly use in the problems as 8.854 into 10 to the power minus 12 farad per meter. And epsilon r is basically relative permittivity. If the medium is free space or vacuum, we are going to take epsilon naught, and if the medium is other than free space or vacuum, we are going to take epsilon r also in the formula, right? So if we consider the problems where we are having only free space, that time we are going to use this value directly, 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught. If we put the value of pi and epsilon naught here, we will get 4 into 3.14. 3.14 is the value of pi, and epsilon naught value is 8.854 into 10 to the power minus 12. When we solve it, it becomes 8.98 into 10 to the power 9, which is almost equal to 9 into 10 to the power 9 milli per farad. Okay, so directly we are going to use this value into the problems. Okay, so this is the formula which we are going to use mostly if the problem is related to free space. q1 q2 upon 4 pi epsilon naught r square. And how we are getting this formula? When two charges, 2 point charges are kept at a small distance, okay, and because of that they will experience the force, and that force is given by q1 q2 upon 4 pi epsilon naught r square. For detailed explanation, you can go through the previous sessions which was on Coulomb's law. Now let's take one problem. Here, if you see, the question is given as a charge q1 is equals to minus 20 microcoulomb is located at P is equals to minus 6, 4 and 6. There is one more charge q2 which is at whose value is 50 microcoulomb, and it is located at R 5, 8 minus 2, and the medium is given as free space, right? Now we have to find the force which is exerted on q2 due to q1, okay, and this force we have to find in vector form. Distance is also given here in meter, okay, the distance which we are going to calculate, it will be in the meter, right? So it is clear by seeing the coordinates that this question is in rectangular coordinate system, right? So let us see the diagram here once. We will see the arrangement of charges. We have xyz coordinates, axis, and here we have 2 point charges. This is first charge P and this is another charge R. As we can see, first charge P is located at minus 6, 4, 6. So we have located it here, where 6 is the value of x, 4 is the value of y, and again 6 is the value of z. That means on x-axis it is at minus 6, means in negative x direction it is at minus 6. Y is equals to 4 means at y-axis it is at 4 distance, and z is equals to 6 means from 0 the point on z-axis is at 6, right? Same now we have r. This point we can see x is equals to 5 means on x-axis it is at 5. 8 is for y means on y-axis we can take this point somewhere here, so we will get 8. And if we see the z-axis, it is at minus 2 means from 0 it is below, okay, at minus 2. So here you can see minus 2 we have mentioned here, right? So these are the locations of these charges. Now we have to find out the force on Q2 due to Q1. Now Q2 charge is present on R and Q1 charge is present on P, right? So we are finding out force on Q2 due to Q1. So if you notice, the direction of force is from Q1 to Q2. These directions we have already discussed in the previous sessions, right? So now we will first write down the coordinates of P and R. So as per the given coordinates in rectangular coordinate system, the equation, vector equation for P is minus 6ax plus 4ay plus 6az. The equation for R is 5ax plus 8ay minus 2az, right? Now we have to find out force on Q2. As we already have discussed in the previous the session, that force between these two charges will be given by Q1 Q2 upon 4 pi epsilon naught R square, right? So here R12 we are writing means from Q1 to Q2. So the distance between Q1 and Q2 is R12. And as it is along its direction is along the line joining these two charges, that direction will be given by this unit vector A12, right? So this will be in the same direction. So basically we have Q1 already given in the question, Q2 is already given in the question. We know the value of 4 pi epsilon naught. What we need to find is, we have to find out R square and we need to find out A, right? So how we will find R and A? So let us find R first. R12 means R basically PR, because we are finding the force on Q2 due to Q1. So whether we take distance from Q2 to Q1 or Q1 to Q2, it will not change, because when we are considering distance, we are going to consider only the magnitude. So how do we write it? We will write it as R12 means, because we are finding it from Q1 to Q2, so it will be these coordinates means 5 minus 6 ax plus 8 minus 4 ay plus minus 2 minus 6 az. So when we solve it, we will get 5 minus 6 means 5 plus 6, that means 11ax. 8 minus 4, that means 4ay, and minus 2 minus 6 means minus 8az. So this is the vector of R12. Now we need magnitude, so we will take mod of it, and to take mod we will just keep under root of 11 square plus 4 square plus minus 8 square, okay? So when we solve it, we get the distance as 14.1774. So this is the value of the distance between these two charges, right? So next we will find out unit vector, right? Unit vector means A12. A12 is equals to vector R12 divided by mod of R12. Now what is vector R12? We have already find it, right? This is vector R12, 11ax plus 4ay minus 8az divided by, in denominator we have mod of R12. So this value also we have calculated, which is 14.1774. When we solve it, 11 by 14.1774 becomes 0.7758, 0.7758, and 4 upon 14.17, it becomes 0.28 with ay, minus 8 by 14.17 is 0.5642. So we get this equation as a12 unit vector, actually 0.7758 ax plus 0.2821 ay minus 0.5642 az, right? Now we have got already r as well as a. Now we have to find out force acting on Q2 due to Q1. So as we know, I'll write the formula again here, Q1 into Q2 upon 4 pi epsilon naught R12 square A12, right? So what is Q1, what is Q2? Q1 is 20 microcoulomb. Okay, so 20 minus 20 into 10 to the power 6 into Q2, 50 microcoulomb means 50 into 10 to the power minus 6 divided by 4 pi, and epsilon value is 8.854 into 10 to the power minus 12, right? And this is R12, and then we can put the value of A12, right? This one. Next, when we simplify it, we will get 0.047 into 0.7758 ax plus 0.2821 ay minus 0.5642 az, right? Now we multiply minus 0.04 inside this bracket, we will get F2 is equals to minus 0.0346 ax minus 0.01261 ay plus 0.02522 az Newton. This is a required force exerted on Q2 due to Q1, right? Now, we will have to find out the magnitude of force. So, to find magnitude of force, we will take mod of it, and it will become under root of 0.0346 whole square plus 0.01216 square plus in bracket minus 0.02522 square. And when we solve it, we get the value of force as 44.634 millinewton. So that is what was asked in the question. We had to find the force exerted on Q2 due to Q1. So this is the answer. I hope it's clear. Now let's take another question. Okay. Question is, Q1 and Q2 are 2-point charges. This is Q1 in this diagram and this is Q2. They are located at 0, minus 4, 3. That means Q1 is located at 0, minus 4, 3. Okay, this one. And Q2 is located at 0, 1, 1. Right? Now, next line is written as, if Q1 is equals to 2 nanocoulomb, Q1 is 2 nanocoulomb, and we have to find out Q2 here. Only Q1 is given, we need to find out Q2. And what is the condition which is given in the question? Such that force on a test charge at 0, minus 3, 4 has no Z component. Right? So this question might look very complicated when we are reading it, but when we are solving, it's very easy. You need to understand this process step by step, right? So this is the arrangement of this question given. At position A, we have charge Q1. At position B, we have charge Q2. Okay. And we are considering one point C here. Okay. further we will see what is the agenda of taking this point. Okay, so this is the diagram. Now let's see. First of all, we will write the position vectors of point A, B and C, right? So for point A, it is given as 0, -4, 3. That means x is 0, y and z is given. So we will write it as -4ay plus 3az. Similarly, B is given as 0, 1, 1. Okay, so we can write it as ay plus az. Now if you notice this point C, which is given here, its coordinates we can check as 0, -3, 4. Okay, so again x is 0, y and z are here. -3ay plus 4az, this will be the equation for C. Okay, now we have to find R1q and R2q. R1q is the distance between A and C, and R2q is the distance between B and C. So to find out this distance, R1q will be C minus A, because C is the terminating point, so we will write it as C minus A. Now C is -3ay plus 4az and A is -4ay plus 3az, so we will get it as ay plus az. Similarly, we will find out the distance between B and C. Again, C is the terminating point, so we will write the equation as C minus B. Again, by using this equations, we can get the answer as -4ay plus 3az. Now we need their magnitudes also. So the magnitude of R1q is √2 and magnitude of R2q, on writing this equation as under root of -4 square plus 3 square, we will get 5. Okay. Now we have got the distances of CA and CB, right? Now we will find out two forces, F1 and F2, right? F1 is the force on this charge Q. This charge Q is present on C. So F1 is the force on Q due to Q1. And F2 is the force on Q due to Q2, right? So first force, this equation we will write as, now we have Q1, okay? Q into Q1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught R1 R square, okay? And unit vector is A1Q. And F2 equation will be written as Q2 upon 4 pi epsilon naught R square A2Q, right? Already R values we have got, right? Now, the total force which is experienced by Q will be written as F1 plus F2, because near this charge we have two more charges, so both the charges will exert force on C, right? So total force will be written as F1 plus F2. Ab this term Q upon 4 pi epsilon naught we will take common, okay? And this is Q1 upon R1Q square A1Q plus Q2 upon R2Q square A2Q, okay? This term is written as it is. Q1 value we will write, which is given as 2 nanocoulomb. So we will write 2 into 10 to the power 9. Okay. Already we have got the R1Q value, which is √2. Okay. So we will directly put it here, √2 square. Unit vector, from here only we will write ay plus az upon √2. Okay. So that's what we have written here. Similarly, we will write for Q2. Now, Q2 is not given. Q2 we have to find by using all these parameters given in the question. Q2 upon R2Q square. R2Q already we got, it is 5. Okay. So, 5 square. Unit vector, from this equation we are writing -4ay plus 3az upon 5. Okay. Now, if you notice here, what we have? We have this equation where we have two unknowns, Q and Q2. Okay. Now, that means the total Z component of Ft can be written as this Q upon 4 pi epsilon naught into 7.071 into 10 to the power minus 10 plus 3Q2 upon 125 AZ. I'll show you the question once again. Why we are considering only Z component? Because they are asking find Q2 such that the force on test charge at 0, 3, minus 4 has no Z component. Okay, so we are not considering Y and this Y component here. Only Z component is the one which we will deal with. Okay, so this component is written like this. Okay, now in the question they have given condition that it should have no Z component, it should be 0. Okay, so if you notice here, this particular equation has two parts. This is first part, okay, this is another part, right? Or if you just multiply it, okay, this, when it is multiplied, this will become one part and this will become second part. So to have the 0 component, this part, inside part, this one, 7.071 into 10 to the power minus 10 plus 3Q2 upon 125 will be 0, because Q is the test charge and it cannot be 0, right? So Q cannot become 0, that's why we need to make this component 0. So when we equate this to 0, this 7.071 will come the other side of the equal, it will become negative, and from here we can find out the value of Q2 by using cross multiplication. So we get the value of Q2 as minus 29.462 nanocoulomb. Okay, so what we did here, basically we had two charges given, Q1, Q2, where the value of Q1 is known, Q2 is unknown, which we need to find out. Third charge is also given and the coordinates of all these charges are given, where the charge which is present on C is the test charge. Then we are basically finding the force on Q due to Q1, Q2, and then by taking the total of these two forces and by using the condition which is given in the question, we are able to find the value of charge Q2, right? So I hope this problem is also clear to you.